All right, here with Coach Kearly, week 4, as we recap week 3 against Findlay and look forward to Grand Valley. Coach, talk about the game against Findlay last Saturday.
Well, I think credit has to go to them, Wes. They beat us, and they beat us pretty good. I don't know if the score was an indicative of the game. At halftime, basically, it was a tie ball game. We missed an extra point. Otherwise, it would have been a tie ball game. And in the second half, they beat us what amounts to 23-3, and they did some things that hurt us. But when you go -4 in the turnover ratio and they run the ball for over 300 yards and you run it for 60, you're not going to win very many of those ball games.
How big was the early turnover? Second play, third play from scrimmage, she put the ball on the ground. How much did that affect the game? They got some points right after that.
Well, we'd given up, I think, 50 yards rushing in 2 ball games total. And after 3 rushes, they had over 100 yards. They second play, they ran the ball. They're in the end zone 25 yards. We drive down and score. They get it in first place, 79 yards, and and that's we were behind again. You work. I don't know, it's probably about a 12-play drive to get it back tied, and then they one play they're standing in the end zone from 80 yards out. And but the fumbles hurt us, no question. And we did some things that we dropped the ball on a punt where we're just setting the ball up to kick it, and we dropped twice. We fumbled the ball. We didn't lose either of them, but we put the ball on the ground twice on kick returns.
How about offensively, other than not being able to run the ball probably like you wanted to, you still were able to move the ball. You over 400 yards in total offense and put 19 points on the board. How did you feel the offense performed?
Well, our goal is 24, and we had 19, and we had 2 first and goals where we ended up kicking field goals. That's one of the things that we spent some time with last week, trying to rectify that from the week before when we kicked the field goals, and we still kicked 2 of those. So there's some points that we probably left out there. We had a couple situations where we got down in there on third down, and for whatever reason somebody made a mistake, and those cost us points also.
How about just the travel? Obviously, second trip to Ohio in 3 weeks. How much does that take a toll on you?
I don't think it does. I think like I said, at halftime we were tied. And if you're not ready to go, that probably would have showed early. We made some mistakes, but I thought we were playing hard. And then the second half, they took it to us pretty good. They moved the football, we didn't, and I think that was it. We're going to travel at Michigan Tech. We can never use that as an excuse, and we won't. And we got beat by a better football team on Saturday.
How about just from your receiver standpoint? McConnell goes out in the first quarter, and you had some other guys step up. Root made some big catches in that game, and Winky had a touchdown as well.
Right. Brandon Cowie had 11 catches. He played a very good football game. Got dinged in the third quarter, came back, played through that. Anthony Root made a couple really nice catches, one on a touchdown. Ian Winky's catch on that touchdown was a great throw. I mean, it was what I'd call a pro window. There was just a very little space for Tyler to put the ball, and he did. And Ian made that catch for that touchdown. So we did have some. Andrew Clark had a pretty good football game. He came in and played a lot more snaps than he's used to, and of course, Anthony Root. So we had people that I thought stepped up, and we're going to need them to step up.
Let's turn our focus now to Grand Valley coming up this week. They're coming off a loss in Ohio as well. They got beat by Ohio Dominican on the road. They're back home, obviously hungry for a win. A couple of teams going to be hungry. How do you see this week playing out?
Well, I think a lot will be execution. I think they gave up 2 big scores on kick returns. I think they had a punt and a kick return for touchdowns on them. So I'm sure that they'll spend time, shoring that up, if you would. I think early in the ball game is going to be very important. I think first quarter, we need to come out. It's going to be a bigger crowd. A lot of our guys have played down there. We were down there 2 years ago and had a great football game with them and come out just barely on the short end of that one. And Tyler was playing there, and some of our defensive players played in that ball game. So, I think we have to execute. We have to eliminate our mistakes. Defensively, we can't give up, the big football plays. A week ago, we gave up 1 football play that was double digits in yards. This past week, we gave up 14. I mean, that's, we've got to get that down to 3, 4, 5, and make sure that we don't get, the big plays on us.
Grand Valley's traditionally tough, both sides of the football, but what makes this Grand Valley team the toughest in your opinion?
Well, they've always have had great skill set. They've always had, in the secondary or special teams, always have had, great team speed. I think probably if you go back and look at it, maybe what sets them apart the rest of the league is the number of people they had that can run. They've always had great speed, and which helps them defensively, allows them to play man coverage, helps in special teams. They've always had really good kick return, punt return type of people, and and they put pressure on you at every at every snap.
What will be the keys for us to get a win on the road at Grand Valley?
Well, we have to execute. We can't turn the football over. And defensively, I think we have to contain them. We know that, the quarterback can throw it. They've got the weapons on the outside. We can't give them a lot of, big yardage on the run game. And then, of course, they're going to throw the ball deep. We got to do a good job when the ball gets in the air up top.
Coach, have a great week.
Thanks, Wes.